I graduated from UBC in Vancouver in August, and I was looking for a job like all the other hundreds of graduates. And I'm not tied to place necessarily. I am very transient, and I decided that being in a urban center was not very important to me because you can create a community anywhere and you cannot create a community anywhere. So coming to Dawson Creek was an easy decision because it was a full-time job, period. I got my own classroom right out of school, and that's very difficult to do unless you're willing to move. And then once you're here, you realize that everybody's the same. You meet incredibly motivated teachers wherever you move. You meet incredibly wonderful community members, and you create your own bubble wherever you are. So I think wherever you live, you need to make the most of it. So whether you're in Vancouver or Dawson Creek, you just need to put yourself out there, meet new people, and then create your own world. Oh, there's so much to know. It's so incredibly overwhelming. Teaching is not what I expected. There's so many expectations of you, and you can get swallowed whole, I think. It's incredibly difficult, and especially if you want to be a good one. If you want to be a good teacher, there's so many nuances that you're just not aware of. And for me, exposure is huge. So unless I'm exposed to something or see it or experience it, I don't know any better, or I don't know how to change what I'm doing if I haven't experienced it. And so to have this other person share their knowledge with me and to allow me to see their classroom and what they do, suddenly it opens all these new ideas that I just had not even thought about, because you can become very closed in your classroom, trying to survive daily. So to have that person who you can step back with and think about objectively your teaching and what you're doing in your classroom, it's been very, very helpful for me, for sure. My mentor she's incredibly humble. She's incredibly helpful. She's always written back to all of my emails. She comes in on a Saturday with me to plan my week, my guided reading lessons, because I've been totally overwhelmed. And I think it's nice to have one point of contact versus all of these wonderful people in this district who have helped me and who want to help me and who give me suggestions. It's nice to have that one person to go to that's consistent, and she knows me just that little bit better, and she's willing to work with me as opposed to talking at me. She talks with me, and she's now seen my classroom. I've seen her classroom. We know the kids in each other's classrooms, and I think it's been just a really, really excellent experience to have that one person who I can go to with all of my questions and I respect, and it makes it less confusing and overwhelming to just have one response. There's so many little things that happen in the classroom daily, and you don't even know how it could be better until you see it happening in another classroom, basically. So the classroom management is huge, especially in primary. You've got all these little kids running around, and I'm quite comfortable with, I would say, organized chaos, I call it. But you can always do better, and you can always organize them just that little bit better with these little tips that you don't know at all until you see it, I think. And so visiting my mentor's classroom and seeing all these little tiny things that make life seem so much smoother and easier. I've now incorporated all these just very little things, like having them stand at their desk, showing me that they're ready before we move on to the next step, as opposed to just allowing them to move to the next step, and so they're all running around the classroom. And it seems insignificant sometimes, but it's amazing how the kids know the expectations are clear, and you know, and you're clear in your mind what you want to happen next. So I find it's the little things that have really made the biggest difference in my teaching practice.